Greetings and welcome to week 2 of DecemberMe. I'm Reverend Dr. Shalita Mira, the founder and clinical director of the Heart-Centered Journey Counseling, Coaching, and Consultation, and I am delighted to be on this journey with you as we are focusing on this week, honest reflection. Last week, we spent the entire week focusing on rest, exploring ways to revive and rejuvenate ourselves because we realized that there is no healthy way of engaging in change from a space of overwhelm. So we spent some time doing some assessments of our lives specific to what's overwhelming us. Then we explored circadian rhythm and differing journaling strategies because the goal was to rest. So from this rested space, we are coming into the paradigm of reflect. And we know reflecting is all about taking an honest evaluation of where we are and who we are, so that we can then decide what needs to change and what areas do we need to grow. What are ripe aspects of our life that require transformation? So I hope that you will join me this week, the second week of December, as we spend time reflecting on our lives, reflecting on the year holistically, so that in the upcoming weeks, we can look at how we can refocus, reset, and recommit our lives so that we can live intentionally and emerge renewed in the new year. Young Pueblo states, ask yourself this often: am I observing the situation accurately, or am I projecting how I feel onto what's happening? The reality of it is if we do not engage in honest self-reflection, we find ourselves repeating cycles attached to old beliefs, old worldviews, old paradigms. So we have to check in, which is what we're doing this week. And we have to ask ourselves, am I observing the situation accurately? Or am I projecting something from my past and bringing it into the present? And if that is the case, it is time for us to change with intention. Our reflect concepts are as follows. First, we're going to define the concepts of life evaluation, which include introspection and revelation. Then we're going to explore how we can cultivate an environment for self-reflection. So we're going to look at what I affectionately call the SHTC. And thirdly, we're going to complete life evaluations on the 8 domains: our health and well-being, spiritual, social, financial, emotional, familial, professional, and educational, so that we can get an honest and transparent idea of where we are specific to our life plan, that life evaluation. What's going well? What needs to change? Where are areas that we need to grow? Where are areas where we are out of alignment with Chronos time and even spiritually Kairos time? So these are going to be the areas where we are going to reflect, so that in the upcoming weeks, we can begin to plan with intention. So what is self-reflection, you may be asking? Self-reflection is the introspective process of contemplating one's thoughts, feelings, and actions to gain insight into oneself, fostering personal growth and deep understanding and even compassion. Reflection is an evaluation or an evaluative process that involves introspection, revelation, so that we can achieve intentional regulation. So let's first define introspection. Introspection is the process of examining and reflecting upon one's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It involves self-awareness and a deliberate focus on internal thoughts and emotions. This is why we must be in a space of rest so that we can clearly and honestly and transparently engage in introspection. So introspection is important for several reasons. One, there's the element of self-understanding. So in introspection, it allows individuals to gain deeper insights into their motives, behaviors, and values, fostering a better understanding of themselves. Secondly, personal growth. Through introspection, individuals can identify areas for improvement and personal growth, leading to positive changes in behavior and mindset. Thirdly, emotional regulation, and this is important. It helps in recognizing and understanding our emotions and enables us to manage and regulate our emotional responses more effectively. 4, decision making. Introspection can provide clarity during decision making by helping individuals align their choices with their values and long-term goals. We're talking about intention here, right? Number 5, conflict resolution. Understanding one's own perspectives and motivations through introspection can contribute to more effective communication and resolution of conflicts with others. Number 6, stress reduction. By reflecting on stressors and coping mechanisms, we can better develop healthier strategies to manage stress and maintain our well-being. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally, socially, professionally, financially. Number 7 is goal setting. Introspection aids in helping us set meaningful goals by aligning our goals with our personal values and aspirations, increasing the likelihood of our achievement of them. And then 8 is relationships. Introspection enhances interpersonal relationships by promoting empathy, self-awareness, and a better understanding of not only our perspectives, but of others' perspectives as well. Now let's explore and define revelation. So revelation refers to the disclosure or unveiling of something that was previously unknown or hidden, often in a profound or spiritual context. It can involve insights, truths, or information that bring about a significant understanding or awareness. And the importance of revelation lies in several aspects. Number 1 is knowledge and understanding. Revelation provides access to new knowledge, insights, or truths that were previously undiscovered, expanding one's understanding or various aspects of life, existence, or spiritual matters. Second, spiritual and religious significance. We know that true revelation comes from God. And so revelation is often seen as a divine communicator or unveiling of truths by a higher power. It serves as a source of guidance, moral principles, spiritual understanding. And then that leads to number 3, which is personal growth, right? Individual revelations can lead to personal growth by challenging our existing perspectives, promoting self-reflection, and even fostering a deeper understanding of one's beliefs, values, and purpose. Number 4 is the psychological impact. So revelation can play a crucial role in psychological well-being by offering a sense of purpose, clarity, or resolution to an unanswered question or dilemma. It may contribute to a person's overall sense of meaning and fulfillment. Number 5 is innovation and progress. Advancement and growth often result from revelations, these new insights or discoveries that push the boundaries of knowledge and drive innovation, leading to progress in various fields. And this is what we want when we're talking about growth. And then number 6 is problem solving. So revelations can provide solutions to long-standing problems, offering fresh perspectives and breakthroughs in all areas of our lives. As we take the definitions from introspection and revelation, understanding that that is the formula for self-evaluation that leads to transformation, we have to be radically honest and understand that engaging in introspection and revelation is not always easy. There's so many different roadblocks or barriers that can prevent us from being radically honest about where we are, how we got to the space where we are, why our beliefs, our worldviews, our mindsets, and behaviors may be the way they are. And so I want to talk a moment about how do we cultivate an environment of self-reflection. The reality of it is we live in a hyper-judgmental world, meaning that everyone is always trying to point out the beam in someone else's eye. But biblically, and also when we think about therapeutically, we are called to really spend and focus our attention inward, engaging in and reflecting on ourselves, allowing God to reveal to us areas where we are not in alignment with our divine purpose. And so there are 4 environmental aspects, if you will, 4 ways to environmentally restructure your whole being in order to cultivate this space of true, honest self-reflection. And the first is safety. Safety is of ultimate importance. Because of judgment and shame and criticism and demeaning, especially in this era of social media, there are a lot of places where we fear being exposed. And engaging in self-reflection is a dimension of exposure, if you will. It is coming out of this space of hiding or darkness and stepping into the realm of light. Shining the light on areas in your own life so that you can reality-base them and honestly see what's going on. But that requires safety. That requires having a space around you, people around you, spiritual practices that help you to be comfortable sitting in this space of looking at every decision that you've made, every word that you've spoken, where your time has been committed, the goals that you set and whether you really achieve them or not. It takes a space of safety to sit with a microscope and honestly evaluate that without promoting shame or triggering past trauma. So safety is the floor. It's the foundation, right? We think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs if we want to look at it from a therapeutic lens, and we see that before we can achieve these higher levels of thinking and these higher states of being, we have to have the basic needs met, which are food, clothing, shelter, safety, right? And so I want you to think about, what do you need to feel safe? What voices in your life lead to a space of safety? Who can you confide in? I want you to think about safe places to reveal, whether that is in prayer, whether it is journaling, whether it is a group. I want you to think about, where do I feel safe and what do I need to feel safe? Because you will not be able to honestly engage in self-reflection without safety. Next is honesty. Self-reflection does not work if you're not honest. Unfortunately, we live in an era where there is a pandemic of pretending. We live in an era where everyone is trying to mask and be everyone else other than who they truly are. But honesty, radical honesty, is required when you're engaging in self-reflection. I want you to remember that this isn't about embarrassment. It isn't about criticism. It isn't about judgment. It isn't even about measuring your self-worth. It is really looking at your life and saying, is what I've done, is where my focus has been, is all of that worth what I've gained, what I've exchanged it for? Today was the last day that I was on this earth. Is all of that I've done achieved, spent my mind focused on, was it worth it, right? Honesty. Are my goals achievable? Have I been committed and faithful to what I intended or verbalized I intended to do? We have to be honest. We need to be honest with ourselves, but we also need people around us who can motivate and challenge us when we need to practice more honesty. So think about that. What do I need to be honest? Do I have a check-in partner? Do I have someone whom I'm accountable to? When I think about honesty, how do I define honesty? In my spiritual practice, what does God say about being honest? The truth will set you free. Truth is honesty. Now we have to do it from a space of love, compassion for ourselves, which we're going to talk about in a moment, but we must be honest. And then we have to be transparent. So transparency is more than thinking it. It is being able to verbalize it in these safe spaces. It is being able to write it down. It is being able to go back to those goals that we set, that vision board that we set, and to be able to do an evaluation to say, I achieved this. I'm almost finished with that. I did not finish this particular thing. That's transparency. Transparency allows us to step into reality and really look at what we have focused on, dedicated our time to, and do an evaluation to see where we are. Is this something that I want to continue to do? Is it worth it? Do I need to change? Do I like this? Has this been healing for me? Has it been hurting me? Until we can be transparent. Transparent with ourselves, transparent with God, transparent in those safe spaces with the ones we love, we will never be able to change. True change and transformation requires transparency. And then lastly is compassion. You have to be compassionate with yourself. Understand the motive of this self-reflection is not about performance. It's not about perpetrating. It is not about pretending. It's not about any of those P's. It is about purpose. And so when I'm stepping into the space of purpose and I realize that I'm evaluating myself from a space of love and not from a space of ridicule or judgment, I realize that even if I didn't achieve something, it's okay, right? It's okay. I need to look at it. I need to see it. I need to evaluate it to decide whether I want to continue to move forward with this or not. So these are the 4 tenets, the 4 characteristics that you need to cultivate an environment of self-reflection. Now that we have finished exploring and discussing how to create a safe space, an honest space, a transformative and transparent space, and a compassionate space for self-reflection, now we are going to dive into the assessment questions. I want you to make sure that you create an environment around you where you can engage in deep introspection and connect with God to receive revelation. The questions that are about to follow are going to touch on every domain of your life. These are deep, contemplative questions. So I don't want you to feel pressured to answer all of these questions at once. In fact, take as much time as you need. If you want to focus one day on one area or domain of your life, that's what I would encourage you to do. You can pause this recording. You can replay this recording as often as you need. You can come back and revisit it as many times as you need. But remember what the motive of this exercise is. It is to connect with yourself because we're expecting a revelation. We're desiring growth, and that means that we must reflect. So grab what you need. Maybe it's a cool drink like I have here, or a hot cup of coffee, hot tea. Create the mood, set your lighting, make sure the kids are in bed. Whatever it is that you need, this is your time. This is your space. If you need to stretch before, if you need to do a meditation before, if you need to have a nice hot or cold shower before, whatever you need, grab your favorite writing utensils and sit in a space with yourself and God and watch what bursts forth from the subconscious mind to the conscious mind, so that we can begin to reflect, so that we can then refocus and recommit. You have reached the end of this week's December Me. I pray that it has been a blessing to you. I want you to take all of the insights and the revelations that you've received from this practice and bring them into week 3, where we are going to evaluate what has been revealed, and we are going to create a plan so that we can refocus and recommit. Remember, you have been given a divine gift, and that gift is the gift of choice. Today and all of this week, choose to reflect in safety, in honesty, in transparency, and with compassion, because you are worth it.